I yield.
Ms. Colón for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On November 3rd, Puerto Rican voters made a clear choice to become a permanent part of this union, to become a state in equal footing and equal responsibility with the 50 states. As it was done in Alaska and Hawaii, voters were asked a straightforward question: should Puerto Rico be admitted as a state of the union? And yes, an absolute majority voted yes. Statehood gained more votes than any candidate or party ticket on the island. I was the most voted candidate island-wide, and statehood still received well over 100,000 votes more. The people of Puerto Rico has repeatedly voted to end territorial status. In 2012, voters answered no to the question on continuing on the territorial status on the island. And in all votes since then, the majority of ballots for change have favored statehood. Mr. Speaker, the people of Puerto Rico has democratically chosen what their future should be. What is Congress waiting for? It is our duty to respect the will of the people of Puerto Rico. This is a direct mandate to move to statehood, and it's Congress' responsibility to act and do it. Keeping the current condition cannot be justified by any means. There are a lot of assumptions and false claims being made by both sides of the aisle on the issue of Puerto Rican statehood. Claims that are mistaken and only try to invalidate the will of the people. The American citizens in Alaska and Hawaii were not met with proposals to try some other different solution or meet some special precondition. So why should we? Congress needs to respond to this vote to achieve the goal of getting Puerto Rico a legal status where our American citizens stand on the same footing as those in the rest of the nation. This is the right thing to do. Inequality is not sustainable. For over 100 years, our young men and women have fought in America's war side by side with our fellow citizens from all states. Under the orders of our Commander-in-Chief, we cannot vote for. For decades, my predecessors and I, lacking a vote in this House floor, have had to plead with no proportional delegation against bureaucracy and against both open and tacit discrimination in federal programs and funding. Puerto Ricans has been part of the great American family for over 120 years. Puerto Ricans are part of what makes the United States what it is today. At work, schools, law, business, sports, government, and in communities in every state, we contribute to the greatness of this nation. And we're proud of that, Mr. Speaker. We embrace being Americans, and we want to be looked at and treat us as such by our own government system. It is time to get to work to give the people of Puerto Rico the equality that has been long promised but denied. Yesterday, there were the discovery of the island. More than 400 years as a colony of Spain, and now as a colony of the United States. This is the time. Let's do it. Respect the will of the people of Puerto Rico to become a state, and let's do it now. Thank you, and I yield back.